Hi, this is Nicholas from Ajuna Network, and I'm here to give you a short demo, behind the scenes, let's say, look of the Awesome Ajuna Avatars. Awesome Ajuna Avatars, or AAA, is our first product, our first game that is coming to market. It's essentially an NFT collective game based on the Heroes of Ajuna. There's going to be a different number of seasons, and each season will be themed around a different game that's either going to be launching on Ajuna Network or a different product that's either going to be launching or used within the Ajuna Network. This first season of the Awesome Ajuna Avatars is based or inspired by our own flagship game, BattleMogs. So it's around our little mischievous Mogwais, which have a pretty rich lore, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get into in some point later on. Over the next 10 minutes, I want to give you, most importantly, an overview of the experience itself of the Awesome Ajuna Avatars. I'll also tell you a bit about the team behind it and, our inspiration of how the Awesome Ajuna Avatars came to be. So without further ado, I'll go directly into the game itself. So the first thing that you're going to be introduced to is our beautiful dashboard. We'll have to log in. Currently, I am logged in. In order to log in, you will have to access the game through a browser on your desktop, for example. Chrome, Firefox, Mozilla are the ones that work the best and are optimized. And you will need to connect your Polkadot wallet, at least for season 1. For a Polkadot wallet, you have 3, let's say, different choices that we could recommend. That can be, you can obtain it from the Polkadot JS one. You can get a sub wallet or a talisman. All work perfectly fine. Currently, I'm here. I'm connected with, if I'm not mistaken, with my talisman wallet. I'm ready to go, and here is my dashboard. In my dashboard, I'll be able to find information about, let's say, my current status in the game, how many avatars do I have, how many soul points do I have in total, and I'll also be able to have an overview of the total number of players and activity within the game itself. We will also here share news and updates and different, let's say, competitions or incentives that we're going to be doing throughout the first season, and also sharing success stories and news from our different users. So what's the first thing that I would do here? Let's go get ourselves some cards. Let's go mint ourselves our first pack. So the first thing that I can do here is select my free mints. I can either choose to pay with my Bayou tokens, but if you have free mints, use your free mints. And generally look out everywhere around, let's say, Ajuna Network, from our Discord to Twitter. There's going to be opportunities to get your free mints. So in this case, I'm going to go select my pack of 6 cards. Yes, I am logged in with my talisman wallet. I will approve the transaction, happily so, and get my 6. Oh, and as you see, my mint is successful. I have added 6 more avatars to my already pretty awesome collection. Then all I have to do is I can go in my inventory, which, as you can see, is looking already pretty strong, and I can have a selection of my different avatars. Now, once the game starts for you as a new user, you will have 25 total slots in order to be able to manage your inventory. As you keep forging and as you keep minting new avatars with the goal of getting to that legendary, you will have to manage very carefully that inventory. Now, in my case, it got big. I couldn't manage it, so the best strategy for me was to just spend a few Bayou in order to increase my inventory by 25 slots. But you'll figure these things out on your own. Let's do the simplest and sort of most fun thing here. And first step, just look at your Awesome Ajuna avatars and select the one that you think looks the cooler. I mean, for me, this one looks really good, to be honest. Let's go with something a bit more colorful. Let's go with something that's pink for a change. Okay, this one looks pretty good. So Obu Usi, let's call him Obi-Wan for now. I kind of like it. So as you can see, when you open the card, there's different information here, which is quite important the more that you get into the forging and minting of process of the game. So first of all, as you can see, each Awesome Ajuna avatar has its own name. It has its own force. There's 6 different forces throughout the universe, let's say, of the Awesome Ajuna avatars, which are very special and very sort of well connected to each and every Awesome Ajuna avatar. Do forge at the right time, and that force will reward you. Do it at the right time, and you will lose an opportunity. So as you can see, this one, Obi-Wan, is thermal. He has 90 soul points. Soul points are essentially like your XP points. Every time that a Mogwai is sacrificed, his soul points are transferred to you. So there's no forge that goes, let's say, lost. Always the soul points are transferred, but that does not mean that the rarity of the strength increases. And then you have the rarity. So as you can see, there's 3 levels of rarity. There's a common, there's a rare, and there's a legendary. And our goal is to get to legendary. Each rarity comprises of them different levels. And once you complete and reach the 10 levels, you will go on to the next. You can also at any time put your Awesome Ajuna avatar, right? If you think you've done a good job, but maybe somebody else would like it, you can always put it on the market. So let's say I'm going to choose to put this one for 12 by you on the market. All I have to do is click, sign my transaction, and he's going to go into the internal market of the game. So anyone now that can join can go and buy my Obi-Wan, and it's his forever. But let's go back to my inventory and let's go ahead and do a forge. So I'll take this one. I kind of like this one. So this is an astral one that I opened out of my pack. It's brand new. It's already 3 common. So once you open a pack, all of the cards will be at common rarity, and they can be from 0 or 1 up to a maximum of 5 bars filled. So I'm gonna start with him. Let's say, okay, what I have to do, let's forge. So then I have my inventory on my left. In my forge panel, there's information that will guide me towards the successfulness of my forge, which I can see here in the forge estimation. Now, immediately on the left on my collection, I can see quite a few of these avatars glowing to me. I'll go ahead and assume that a good sign, and I'll select them and add them to the forge. And as you can see, I have up to 4 slots that I can add. Every time that I'm adding a card, you can see that both my soul points, my probability of success for my forge in terms of rarity increases, and I can see the probability of how many bars it can maximum increase. So now that I've added the 4th one, I see that suddenly I've jumped to excellent, and I can get up to 40 points or fill 4 bars. So I'm gonna go ahead and forge. So let's see what happens. It said I can get an excellent up to 4 bars. I approve my transaction, and forging magic things in the background, and this looks pretty cool. So here you can see the before and after, and immediately you can see sort of the difference. Now this one is holding some sort of, let's say, I'm not going to say pet, but it's something there that he's holding, something powerful that he has already upgraded. So before, he had 21 soul points. Now he's up to 217. And let's see how he did in the forge. So from what I can see from the forge, I was kind of hoping that I was going to get 4, but I only got 1. Although these things were glowing to me and sort of calling out to me to forge, something didn't go well. So it's that strategy that you need to figure out and identify to find out what the perfect forge and how you can maximize those probabilities. So let me give you a few hints. The first one, I gave it to you. When something glows, that's good. Now, the second thing we talked a bit about, which is about the forces, right? Sort of the 6 different forces. There's astral, there's kinetic, there's thermal, there's dream, there's empathy. These 6 forces, as I said, all of them have their own unique forges, which have to happen at the correct time. Now, another thing that you may have noticed here in our interface is this quite mysterious looking clock up here. And if you see, it's actually moving. It's our star clock. And once you step upon it, you'll find a bit of a map, a bit of a hint of what's actually going on here. Let's say walk you through a bit of at least what we can see here on the surface of things. 12 different constellations, as you can see, all of them with their own unique insignia. All of them represented also on the clock itself, which is turning. As it turns, a different constellation, let's say, is highlighted. So yeah. You can think of it a bit like the horoscope. When it's December, that's when my birthday is. I'm a Sagittarius. That's my month. Good things happen in my month. Now, as we said also before, we have this tale, which is from chapter 1 of the Forces, page 42, which explains a bit. It has this riddle about the different constellations and how this may or may not connect with the different forces. Solve that connection between the forces and the timing of the forges, and you're on your way to create a legendary. This one, Ahmad, who is currently my legendary and ranked number 1 in the leaderboard, actually took me quite a lot of time in order to create quite a lot of forges, a few mistakes, but a lot of fun along the way. And that's the end goal here, right? To create sort of that perfect forge and create that legendary Awesome Ajuna avatar. So that's a bit about the experience of how it is to forge and mint. A goal being, as I said, to top the leaderboards and have all of the bragging rights, but it's not only about bragging rights. But on the leaderboard, there's 2 views, there's 2 things that you can sort of compete for. It's the status of your hero, sort of who's the most powerful, the most epic. So here's where it's the race to the most powerful legendary, and then it's a race to soul points. As we said, soul points are always transferred from the Mogwais or the Awesome Ajuna avatars that you are forging, sacrificing to grow the other ones. So they never get lost. Here it's broken into 3 categories. There's common, rare, and legendary, and you can top the leaderboard in any of these categories to have the one with the most soul points. Both soul points as well as sort of status will unlock different experiences as we move further on after, let's say, season 1. In season 1, our goal is to have mint or sort of create 1,000 legendaries. That's where season 1 will stop to allow new mints, and then those 1,000 legendaries will be off to separate journeys. So what do I get with my Awesome Ajuna Avatars? Great question. In general, 2 things. More specifically, it's up to each team and developer to create those experiences that will better connect with their community. For us, Awesome Ajuna Avatars holders for season 1 have 2 things that they can explore. Number 1, as we mentioned, this is sort of the precursor. It's the onboarding for the beta launch of our own game, BattleMogs. This is from where the characters are also inspired. All holders of Awesome Ajuna Avatars, regardless of their level or their rank, whether it's common, whether it's rare or it's legendary, will have exclusive access to the beta test, the first beta test of the game when it launches later on this year. Now, the second path is dedicated to the most successful, let's say, of forgers. So those 1,000 legendaries, we've created a journey which we're going to take them on, or adventures throughout, let's say, Ajuna Network. What's the idea here? The general idea is that we want to introduce a lot of these beautiful Web3 experiences that can be created in an easy and fun way. So there's all of these concepts around sort of staking, around governance, around voting, around minting, which are quite complex. So we're going to take these legendaries through space adventures where they'll be able to get their own licenses as pilots, so they can be able to go and obtain their own ship, go and find different locations throughout the galaxy, and go on different excursions. These excursions will require them to at times have to stake their Awesome Ajuna Avatars. It will require them to do certain actions within the community in order to be able to progress, and the rewards will be equally as high. So that's a bit of an overview of the Awesome Ajuna Avatars. Please come and join the game on the 10th of February when we launch. If you're super interested to learn more things about the Awesome Ajuna Avatars and our team, you can always come and join us on our Discord and follow us on Twitter. That's where we're going to be also releasing some information in regards to, launch dates, campaigns, and a few special activities that we're going to be doing for the community. So yeah, come join us and see who can knock me off #1 status of the legendary. It's been a pleasure giving you this introduction. It's Nicholas again from Ajuna Network. Have a great day.